Hello everyone. So today I will explain how I cracked Wipro MERN interview. So how I cracked Wipro MERN interview. Okay. So in this, firstly, I was like in attending Wipro MERN interview in walk-in. So firstly, they like uh, see me like my CV, and then in that based on CV, first round is like CV shortlisted. So after that, they call me like for the second round. For the like in second round is like assignment round. So they gave me assignment. First is CV, resume shortlisted. Listed. And then second round is first resume shortlisted, and then is second round assignment. Yeah. So in this assignment is related to like some like maths question and reasoning questions, and some questions are related to in English for like communication. So some questions are like reasoning, maths, and English. Okay. So I cracked first round, first of all, like resume shortlisted, and then I cracked assignment also because there is like 15 question in assignment, and in that related is like reasoning, maths, and English. So I cracked those two rounds, and then third round is related to group discussion, group discussion. So in that group discussion, they like check our communication because in IT, communication is like important part for like communicate to other people. If I working in any project or anywhere, so it is important part for communication. So that's why they gave us like one topic, like any topic we can choose and we can explain the topic. Like I choose like in how like I choose topic. Work from office versus work from home. So I choose this topic and I explain these points like how we can like what is the benefit of work from home and what is the benefit of work from office. So I choose this topic and I explain. So after that, choose any topic and we need to say like only like 1.5 and like 1 or 2 minutes something. And then I also crack this one like in third or cracked. And the next is fourth round. Fourth round is it is technical round. Technical round. So in that technical round, they ask a question about my resume. In resume. So in that resume, I mentioned like my technical skills, like in MERN. MERN it was like MongoDB, React, Node.js, and Express.js, and HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. So they asked me like some questions related to that. So firstly, they asked to me in like in HTML. I'll write this question also. Okay, so it is benefit and it is help to you for like preparation of a pro. So first of all, they asked to me what is semantic element. Semantic elements. Okay. So I explained semantic elements are which element which those do describe the particular meaning to the browser and the developer, that are semantic element. And the example of footer, header, like that I explained. And the second question he asked to me, what is inline and inline block? So I explain inline and inline block. So inline element don't start on a new line and they sit next to each other if space allow, and we can't set with height directly. Example like span and anchor tag is strong tag. And inline block elements don't start on a new line, and but we can like set width and height, and it's like the best of the both of worlds. So that's how I explain. And the third question he asked me, like, tell me position property. So first of all, I explain like position property like static and relative, absolute, and fixed and sticky. And they said like explain and need to. So I explained like static. Static is the default value. The element appears in normal flow top to bottom, and we can't to move manually with top left, etc. And the relative I explained, so the element stays in the normal flow, but we can move to it relative to itself using top left, right, or bottom. It reverses its original space. So that's how I explain. And the next question he asked to me, in JS, explain let var and const. So I explained in let is old way, and it is support like function scope available inside the function where it's declared and can be redeclared and updated, and it is hoisted but initialized and as undefined. And let is new way introduced in ES6 2025, sorry 2015, and block scope available inside like if for function block, and can be updated but not redeclared inside the same scope, and hosted but not initialized and can't use before declaration. And const is like also new ES6 but block scope like let cannot be updated or redeclared and must be initialized at the time of declaration. So that's how I explain let var and const. And next question he asked, what is hoisting? So I explain hoisting is a default behavior of JavaScript that declaring moved on the top. Okay, and also I just give the example just like randomly for like console.log a and like var a equal to 10. So it is like a declaration hosted as undefined first of all in like a, and then initialize the value. Okay, so that's how I explain what is hosting. And next he asked me, what is closures? So closures is an ability to function to remember the variable from the place where it was created, and if even if it is called later somewhere else. So that how I explain. And then he asked me like why closure are useful. So I tell to her like data hiding and private variables, and it is like function factories function that create other functions and maintaining a state without global variables. And the next question he asked me, what is set time out and set interval. So set timeout runs a function once after a delay in like millisecond, and it is like wait then do something. Okay, and after we can like add timer like 1 second or 2 second, and set interval like a runs a function repeatedly every daily milliseconds, and it's like do something again and again. So that's how I explain. Next he asked me what is promise. So I explained like in promise. So promise is a an object that represent the yeah. So promise is an object that represent the future result of an asynchronous operation, and it is like three state like pending, fulfill, rejected, and and it is also like comes in like in dot then dot catch. Dot then means like runs when the promise is fulfilled, and dot catch runs when the promise is rejected. So how that I explain. And then he asked why use promise. So I explained like it is avoid callback hell, nested callback hell, and make async code cleaner and easier to read, and great with async away, and even cleaner syntax I can explain like yeah. So that's how I explain promise. And then he asked about to me in React question like first of all, what is use state? So what is use state? So use state is a hook in React that lets you add state data that can change inside a function component. Like I explained like before hooks React 16.8 only class component had a state. Now with use state function component can also have a state. So that's how I explain. Next he asks what is use context? Use context. So use context is a React hook that lets to read and use values from context without having to pass props manually to it at every level props drilling. And in short we can say like use context easy way to share data between components without passing props manually. Okay, next he asks what is prop drilling? What is props drilling? So the props drilling happens when we have to pass props through many layers of components, even if intermediate components don't need. Okay, and that data they just pass it down. And in like in simple word, we can say passing data through multiple unnecessary components just to reach the one that needs it. That is props drilling. And then the second question was lazy loading. Lazy loading. Yeah, so lazy loading is a design pattern that defers the loading of components until they are actually needed in the application, and it helps improve the initial loading time by loading only the parts of the app that are required immediately, and the rest is loaded as the user and interacts with app. In React, lazy loading is often used for code splitting, which means breaking down our app into smaller chunks and that can be loaded on demand. So that's how I explain. So that's all about. my interview experience, which I explained you. So like this type of like they asked me some question and some like steps I explain. So if you want to like prepare on Wipro in like in MERN Stack, so you can prepare like in that which I explained. So if you like this video, so please share and subscribe. Thank you.